to be doing another sit and talk. I really enjoyed our last sit and talk so much, where I gave you a nice little story time about my time in the hospital. But today, I think I'm going to be more focused on just having a conversation with you guys. I noticed in my vlog previously, I started going on a whole long spiral about it first started with me just talking about wearing comfortable colors, and then it just became a thing of oh no, because I'm doing this because of seasonal depression, and then stuff like that. And then those rare moments where you just feel really sad, either in the middle of a day or throughout a whole week, or on and off between weeks, and you just don't know how to turn it on or off, and you just think and you feel like you're just stuck like that for the time being, until you're just in a more comfortable time where you're just stable throughout the year. And I think it's a lot more common than we all think it feels, because when we're going through it, it feels lonely, and it feels how do I explain this, because I feel like I sound crazy. Because I know for myself, whenever I'm in a bad mood, or not even a bad mood, just not in the mood, I feel really horrible about it, because I like to be a really upbeat, positive person that the people in my life can rely on, or just be a source of enjoyment. So when I feel like I'm off, I'm not doing my function, I'm not doing the one thing that I was put on this world to do. And it's really hard, especially when the people in your life, they notice and they're like, oh, so there's something I can do. And you have to actually sit there and say, there isn't anything you can do, or I don't want to talk about it. Because surely I also be going nonverbal sometimes, and I can't really explain what's going on. Sometimes I know later, and sometimes I don't know. But I just want to talk about that with you guys, and I hope maybe this is something that's relatable in some sort of way. If not, then we're just getting deep and personal with me, and bestie, I don't mind that, because like I said, you're my bestie, and my IRL, in real life, friends know this, and I think we've gotten closer through the past 4 videos for you guys to hear something like this. Especially I just started blurting it out in front of you guys like that in the middle of a clothing haul. That was kind of disrespectful and rude of me, but now we're gonna have a full set conversation about it, especially now with that being out of the way. So now to discuss ways to motivate and help yourself during that period of time, especially because there's not really else you can do. What I like to do in the beginning of the morning, I love to take 5 to 10 minutes to myself. So after my alarm rings at 7:30, I just close my eyes. I'm up, but I close my eyes, set my alarm for 5 minutes, sometimes 7, sometimes 10, depending on how much I know I need, just to sit there, think, give myself some sort of affirmation, some sort of positivity for the day. Hey, it may sound like a load of crap in your head when you're thinking about it, but I truly do feel better after that. A nice little stretch. Then I don't go straight into the shower, I don't go straight to brush my teeth. I first go to my clothes, because I know clothes make me happy. I can pick out, I'm in control of the energy I want that day by picking my outfit. If I resort to just an outfit of sweatpants, there's nothing wrong with sweatpants, I'm really wearing them right now. But I know personally, if I was to go out in sweatpants in a day that I know that I'm gonna be seen by multiple people, I'm already putting that energy out that I'm not feeling well, and I want to at least put on the act that I am putting well, because after a while, it might be true, fake it till you make it. They say that sometimes. Perhaps some cliches are being said because they're common, and maybe there's some truth to it. Probably not, because I actually hate cliches when they're used improperly. So what can I say? But yeah, when you go to your closet, you are in control of what you are picking and what life you are choosing for yourself that day. It's like a character. you choose your own character, you choose your own adventure, you choose your avatar in that moment. Then I go into the bathroom, I handle whatever I have to handle. But also the reason why I'm waking up at 7:30 is because I like to take my time. If I'm rushing myself throughout the day, I already am putting myself in a bad mood. I'm putting myself in a position I don't want to be put in. I'm already deciding, maybe I didn't finish all my homework that night. Maybe I could take 10 minutes to read the last 5 pages of the reading I was assigned before night, or scan over an essay or something like that. That's what the morning's for. Maybe listen to a nice podcast. Shout out to Upstairs Neighbors and Sibling Rivalry. You guys get me through the morning. Those are my people. If you guys are not tuning into Sibling Rivalry with Bob the Drag Queen and Monet Exchange, you're a fucking flop, because those two are literally my top. They're like one of my faves from RuPaul's Drag Race, and they're just so freaking entertaining. It's like the perfect way to start off your morning, or when you're just in between tasks. And Upstairs Neighbors, I've been recently getting into them, and those are my girls. I feel like, that like they're my virtual besties. I hope the same way that me and you are virtual besties, I'm also virtual besties with them. So maybe let's create like a nice little group virtual bestie thing, and you guys also tune into them. They're so freaking funny, and especially if you're like around my age, or like maybe a little younger, just a little older, I feel like you really would find them funny and really relatable, especially what they say. I feel like they find such a great balance between being like philosophic, not really, I shouldn't use the word philosophic, they just be talking sometimes, and sometimes like they're just eating every single point that they're giving. Remember, like they also like give a little bit of advice, but I also love how freaking funny they are. Like, one thing I stole QRST, like body is T, QRST, oh yeah, like that A, using the alphabet to say that your body is T. Yes. Also, something they also say a lot is, when they're talking about something that's attractive, is, oh, they're bad. I've developed that into my vocab permanently. I don't think I cannot say it anymore. In my head, I'm screaming, ooh, he bad, ooh, she's bad. Like, I'm saying that inside my head. Sometimes they just swim shout. Let's just hope like they don't hear that. But it's so good, because like I feel like I've only ever heard men go, ooh, she bad, ooh, she bad. I should be able to say the same thing. Ooh, they're bad. Like, I should be able to too, because sometimes somebody is just bad. Sometimes they're just not. They're not cute. Like, they're not adorable. Like, no, they're not even beautiful. Like, it's just like, yo, you're on another level, my friend. Like, and I don't want to use the word fine or hot, because I use those for other categories. A rinking king. And it's just, that's like really my shit right there. So also listening to them in the morning, or even in the middle of the day if I have time. Also, sometimes like it's not like the full podcast. Like, you're probably gonna get like maybe 30 minutes in, but that's fine to have as well. I've been also, I took one of my friends, Michaela's recommendation. She loves webtoons. So I've been like, oh, maybe on the bus or heading to class, I'll read a webtoon. I only did it once. I went back to my podcast, but it was a good webtoon, so I might be clicking back into it, or I might just start like reading it. I've been like in such a reading slump since this semester I started. Maybe that's also dealing with like the levels of sadness, because I feel like I always feel like I lose a bit of my hobbies and school starts, because I'm just so focused on school, and because of my coursework is so reading and writing heavy. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not taking the time to read some of the novels that I've been dying to read, or I'm not taking time to do some songwriting, which I love to do. And that's also why sometimes I'm low-key MIA on this YouTube page, because I really do want to talk to you guys. If I could talk to you guys every single day, I would talk to you guys every single day, but I'd be busy, guys, and I gave myself a stacked semester this year, and I am glad, because I enjoy every single of the things that I'm doing and like the impact that it's having on the communities that I'm involved in. But sometimes I'm just like, what about me? But I digress. So that's like one way that I've been helping myself out through the morning, and like just setting the right way, aligning myself in a sense. Another thing is, don't force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. if you're not in the mood to hang out with people, don't force yourself to hang out with people. That's something that I'm trying to learn to do. As like, I hate telling someone, oh no, I can't see you, and there's like no real reason, like, oh, I have work or something. It's just like, oh no, like, I just need to desperately be alone right now for what I need. Or and it's like, it feels so offensive because like, I love hanging out with people. I'm such an extrovert, such like a, I love quality time. Quality time is like my number one love language. So it just feels like, oh my god, I'm not even being true to myself right now. But both can be true. Like, people are multifaceted. We have a lot of duality within us. You could be a person who loves hanging out with people, but the person that you should love hanging out with the most is you. You should be, when you tell people how many best friends you have, inside of your head, I hope you're counting yourself. I hope you're one of them. I hope you're your number one fan. That's something that I've learned to do. Be my number one fan. Because this is gonna sound so Lady Gaga. If you're in a room with 100 people and 99 don't believe in you, there could just be one. Forget that one person being someone else in the crowd. Let that one person be you, bestie. Because sometimes I might not be there for you. I'm there spiritually always. Don't you freak out. But we need to get this in tune with ourselves. As you're working on it, trust and believe I'm gonna be working on it. Being there for myself and rooting for myself. Done. So that's also a way to like get yourself kind of out of the slump. Also, another thing, if you do trust people in your life, maybe talk to someone about it. For me, it's kind of hard because I hate feeling sad and then putting that sadness onto the people in my life. I don't want to do that. But I have a close bond with my sister, so sometimes like, I like to tell her, like, hey, this is how I've been feeling. I've been feeling in such a slump. And even if they can't relate, like, they'll still listen. And that's always the important part about something. Sometimes you just need someone to listen. You don't even want them to really say anything back or add feedback into it or give suggestions or advice. You kind of just want them to take in the information, go, I understand. That sounds so freaking hard for you. And then go, well, I'm here for you. If you want me to say anything, I'll say it. And that's kind of the way that I've been starting to approach conversations, because sometimes people don't want your opinion. As much as you may think that you are like the divinity of advice in this world, sometimes the people just don't want to hear it. And sometimes I generally just don't want to hear it. And so if you relate to that, hey, we're probably more similar than I thought. But yeah. Another thing is journaling. I'm gonna feature you guys. I'm gonna include videos, like pages of my journaling. Notebook of what I don't mind sharing, because some things, guys, are secret, and that's okay too, guys. Have secrets. Have things that you don't tell everyone. Like, not everyone needs to know your freaking personal business like that. Even like the people who are close to you, sometimes you just need to have a little secret for yourself. Unless like you eventually do want to share, that's okay too. But some things maybe should start as secrets or be put inside that little notebook that you have. But it feels so liberating to have like a little notebook. It feels like, ooh, I'm like having my little secret time. I'm gonna like put my little secret thoughts in this little secret book, and that's where it stays. And what I like to do, I like to create prompts for myself. I'll definitely include this one because I don't mind sharing it. Like, one that I did was like things that like I enjoy in like my life, and it's like it's like little things that I've written there. And like every time like I flip through the pages to like write a new page in my journal, I always stop there as like a little reminder, like, I don't actually hate everyone and everything in the world, and then the world is horrible. Blah! Like, sometimes you just like don't let yourself go down the nihilistic, pessimistic path, because like it's really not helpful for yourself. If you want to be someone who lives a long, fulfilling life, sometimes you just have to like give your don't do the freaking false positivity. Ew. I'm never going to argue for that. Yeah. But Also try to like remind yourself of like the things that are like kind of good, because sometimes like the ceiling is not falling off of you. And that's another thing that I touched on in that other video. Also, acknowledge the lucky, fortunate situations you are in. Don't only focus on the systems that are hurting you, but focus on what's great for you. Sometimes like it's good to remember, I am an able-bodied individual. I am fortunate enough to be able-bodied. And instead of like crying about like always like the systems that are against me as a black woman, it's also important to know that, or it's important to remember that I'm cisgendered. It's stuff like that. Like stuff like that is like just to like give yourself a dose of reality and to remind yourself that you cannot always be so centered focused. It's not like being uncentered of yourself all the time is a great way to get your mind off of like the little tiny things that are bothering you, because then you can focus on, hey, wait a minute, maybe let's do some community service. Like maybe let's reach out to a friend that we haven't reached out to in a long time. Let's just see what's going on with them. Things like that, like literally get your mind off of what they need to be getting off of. But also let yourself relish the good days, but let yourself live in the bad days. Don't force yourself to try to feel better, because it's such a bad thing to do for yourself. At least anytime I feel like I was doing it, it feels like a performance. It feels like you're in a play. Who is this play for? Who is this show for? There is no audience. There's no one paying for tickets to come see this. Like maybe it's the people in your life, but the people in your life truly care about you, they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to put on a front of like how you're feeling. Just live in your authenticity, honestly. But it is hard to do. It's really easier said than done. So besties, don't think I'm yelling at you to like do all this stuff immediately, because guys, I'm not that far into my journey as well. Honestly, I think this is something that I think I have my Insta linked in my YouTube page. So if you guys ever want to just like talk about it, like feel free to DM me and talk about it, because like I said, this is a conversation. Or if you want to like leave anything in the comments, do so. But like I said, if it's something that's more personal, feel free to DM. I will get back to you in a good amount of time. I am addicted to my cell phone, so I will see it. I'm a chronic doom scroller. Maybe that's bad, honestly, for me, but I haven't been able to stop. And that's what I mean, guys. I'm not any far along in my journey. But something that I've done that I would really recommend, and I'll also share this with you guys, is making a mood board. It doesn't have to be a physical mood board, but it's also could just be, it could be a PowerPoint. That's what I've done, or something on Canva, or Google Slides, or any platform where you can like just composite images together, or like text. And it really helps centralize what you were, the thoughts you first had, and it's a great way to track your progress. It's giving SMART goals without doing like the whole long writing. Like it brings you back to what your purpose was in this era that you're going through right now. And that's something that I know I need to relook at. I need to relook at mine, because I feel like I've been so unfocused about it, because I've been so focused on academics. And of course, that's a part of it, but that's, like I said, just a small part of it. It's not the whole of it. And it's important to recognize the whole of what you want. And don't minimize things that you want because they feel trivial. Sometimes it's okay. It's okay if you really want a new pair of sneakers someday. Like maybe you really do. Maybe like your shoes looks dingy, they're run through, they got holes in them. You need a new pair of shoes. It's not that trivial. Like maybe you don't want to like tell everybody and like whine about it, but it's okay to like want things. It's okay to need things. It really is. Sometimes it's okay to need your space, or it's okay to want to be around people so bad. It's okay to miss your friends. You're not clingy, you're not a loser. they don't think you're a loser. Like I said, if they actually truly care about you and like love you, they don't think you're a loser. Maybe they were having a hard time reaching out to you and they're dying to hang out with you, they're dying to go get matcha or something, but like they're like, oh, I can't make the first move, and that's a whole other thing, like, oh, I always make the first move, yada yada yada. But some things are just like, that's the dynamic of your friendship, and you just have to like be okay with that. Unless it bothers you enough to address it, then address it. But if it doesn't, then keep reaching out. Keep reaching out. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a good thing. If you need to be around people, be around people. If you don't, then don't. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. And yeah. Another great thing that serves as a reminder is the posters I have. I picked images that either I resonate with or I desire to resonate with. And they really strengthen me. Another thing is communication. Especially when I go nonverbal, I just have to tell someone, I'm like, love you, but I'm not in the mood to talk. And it may sound so rude, but I think in the long run, they will appreciate that you were honest with them, that you couldn't handle a conversation in the moment because whatever blah, blah, blah is eating your brain at the moment. And you just have to be the listener sometimes. Or if it becomes too much for you, you just have to isolate yourself and just let them know when you're ready. Another thing, be on your own timing. Don't, just because you see other people at parties or having fun or living the life or doing things before you feel like you're doing things, know you're on your own timing. I think I already shared, I said it in a more joking way in the last video, but yeah, I never had like any sort of like romantic partner, any sort of romantic connection, and sometimes that does make me sad. I'm like, oh, I miss teenage love, I did not get that, I missed that opportunity, or I'm young love, etc. Or I have no one interested in me right now, I'm not interested in anyone right now, and I'm seeing everyone all booed up, I'm seeing stupid National Boyfriend Day posts, besides the ones that were actually kind of cute. Most were not, but some like just like a little smidge were cute. Besides that, like, it's just like, it's okay to like have that feeling. You're not less of a feminist because you wish that you or in a romantic relationship. It doesn't make you any less independent. It just means that you're someone, like most people, not all people, you're someone who desires love and compassion in a way that's separate from familial and platonic. You want something a bit more, and that's okay. Or it's okay if you're like, I wish I had more money. Like, of course we all, for the most part, we hate the capitalistic system that we're involved in, but it's okay to reckon with the system you're in and say, I am not able to support my lifestyle that I wish I had because I have low funds. It's like, it doesn't make you selfish, it doesn't make you a glutton, it doesn't make you a glutton to want more food, like to go for a second plate. Like, it doesn't make you a glutton, or it doesn't make you like, if you're not always hungry, it doesn't make you like something to punish yourself about. It just means, okay, maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow. It's all about being on your own timing and not judging yourself based off other people's timing. But let's get into the crux of this real deep issue. This was all such a great talk, and I'm not a medical professional, I'm not a clinical, I'm not a therapist, so I can't give real deep advice on mental health. All I can say is things that I do to soothe myself and say, hey, since we got kind of a kinship going on, maybe it might help you too, maybe it won't. Also, feel free to DM me or comment below things that you do to remedy with what's going on in your membrane. Yeah, but like I said, yeah, not a licensed professional. But when it comes to the long-term depression of it all, sadness, depression, it is something challenging, and especially when it comes in and weaves out, especially if you're a person who notices you go from very low lows to high highs. That's such a hard thing, and maybe that is something to go see a professional about if you are comfortable at this point in your life doing that. But it's also okay if you're not comfortable yet sharing that with someone, or if it feels too personal for you, that's okay. But that's why I employ you to find some private, secret way to handle your emotions. Be honest with your emotions. Don't try to like lie to yourself and gaslight yourself, because that is something that I am definitely working on, gaslighting myself out of my emotions. Because I would say no one can gaslight me better than me, guys. No one can say, oh, that person didn't mean it that way when they said it. Of course, they had no way of knowing that I would hate to be called stupid. They didn't know that. They thought we were joking. Don't do that. As someone who's done that, don't do that. That I can definitely put my foot down on. Don't gaslight yourself, guys. Sometimes it really is what it is. Sometimes the situation truly did suck and there is no nuance. Sometimes that person sucks and you should stay away from them. Sometimes there's no secret way that they're a good person. We are not giving them the good edit. We're not giving them the redemption arc. Sometimes no, or sometimes you could watch that redemption arc on the side, but you don't need to be involved in it. You surely don't. But I avoided the topic again. But long-term depression, guys, yeah, maybe talk to someone. If it's something you've been dealing with throughout, if you have talked to someone, definitely take that advice of the professional that you did, or if you didn't like it, seek somebody else. It's just like friends and boyfriends and girlfriends and partners. If you don't like it, you can quit it and you can get someone else like to come give you advice. It's that simple. You can definitely do that. And I really wish you guys all the best of luck as it's getting colder. I know that's when everyone really does experience this. So bundle up. Drink something hot to just warm you up inside. Eat good food. Have good experiences. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Be kind in an international aspect as well. Care about those that you don't interact with regularly at all. Like, have a heart filled with empathy. It is not a loser activity to care. It's actually quite such a loser thing to be nonchalant and not care about a damn thing that's going on. Not only in your personal life, not only locally, not only nationally, but also internationally. I think we know what I'm referencing to war, of course, referencing to populations that are struggling, and relating to Palestinian people. That's what I'm discussing here. And I'm also discussing those in the Congo. I'm discussing those in Lebanon. I'm discussing for those that I've forgotten to mention, because I'm about to wrap up this video. I'm so sorry, but of course my heart stands with you. And my heart stands with my besties that are watching, and I hope besties, likewise, you care about those situations too, or you have a situation that you primarily care about, and then you're just expressing kindness and gratitude and empathy towards yourself and the others that you don't see every single day. And I think those are ways that maybe you can cure, maybe not the depression of it all, because that's something that's way much more deeper psychologically, but maybe the sadness of it all. Because maybe you're pouring out kindness, you might receive some. The universe might be nice enough to give you good karma. Not only bad karma exists, good karma exists as well. Everything is cyclical, and we're all connected in some way or another, not only spiritually, but just because that's just like how human connection works. And I hope we could really agree upon that, because I would suck if we didn't. But besties, I would love to hear your point and all that. But yeah, I'm gonna sign off. It was lovely talking with you guys. I'll make sure to include my mood board and journal notes, and if I forgot something, I'll also slip that into the final edit. But I love you guys, and I'll be seeing you soon.